Hey, Jowdy Chicken Jello, H2O's Roller Bros, and me alike. I'm your guide Q. Welcome back to Sal Volcano and also r/AmITheAntagonist. We've got some pretty controversial, well, I don't know, they're kind of confusing situations, so let's get into it and figure out how we all feel about this stuff. Alright, first story. Am I the antagonist for telling my niece that I am not her mother? My sister and her husband passed away in a car accident when their daughter was 2. I was her only living relative and I got custody of her. She is 10 now and she has always called me Aunt X. And every time I go to a meeting or a function at school, I always refer to myself as Lucy's aunt. The school is planned for a career day next week. She asked me to come and speak. Tonight, I was practicing in front of her and asked her what she thought. It went like, "Hello everyone, I'm Lucy's aunt, my name is X." After I was done, she asked me if I can introduce myself as her mother. I was a little blindsided. I was just like blinking and staring at her because I didn't know what to say. She also said that she wanted to call me Mom from now on. I just hugged her and then said something along the lines of, "Honey, you know I love you, but I am not your mother. My sister is. And just because I'm not your mom doesn't mean I don't love you any less. She loved you so much and I don't think she would want you to call me Mom." Then she started crying and saying it was unfair and went up to her room. I went up after some time and had another chat with her. She is adamant that she wants to call me Mom. I just hugged her, told her I loved her, and then said I would think about it. But honestly, I don't think I can. I love her to bits, I love her like my own daughter. I love her enough that I'm not planning to have any kids. But that doesn't change the fact that she isn't my daughter. My sister and brother-in-law loved her to bits. If they hadn't died, they would have been such wonderful parents. To me, Lucy calling me Mom is like slapping my dead sister in the face. I remember when Lucy was really small, she called another woman Ma, and my sister called me crying. She knew she was being stupid, but still she was hurt and couldn't help it. After a few days, I'm planning to tell Lucy that she can't call me Mom because I am not her mom. I was telling my fiance and some friends, and they all think I'm being unreasonable and that this is going to only hurt Lucy. Am I the antagonist? Edit. Thank you guys. A lot of people have helped me sort through my feelings. Adopted children, step-parents, and children who have lost their parents personally messaged me their experiences. They all helped me immensely. Though I still need some more time to adjust to Mom, I will talk to her tomorrow and let her know that she can call me whatever she wishes. I would prefer Mom or Mommy instead of Mom, for now at least. Thank you guys. I couldn't respond to everybody, sorry about that, but I've read almost all of them. Have a nice day, people. Warm hugs to everyone. So overall, I'm just really glad that this story had a wholesome resolution. I remember initially upon reading this story, like deciding if I was going to use it in the video or not, I was kind of more upset with the aunt in this situation because I was like, what, you're not going to let this kid call you Mom because of semantics? But then when I thought about it a little bit more and thought that she was grieving as well, losing her sister and her sister's husband, like, that's a really hard thing to go through, and I can totally understand, like, feeling like that's an insult to your sister, but obviously if you're doing the right thing for her kid, that's what matters the most, and if the kid's happy, you're gonna be happy. So to clarify, I do think she was wrong at the beginning, albeit for justified reasons, but obviously she redeemed herself, good on her. Oh lord, this one, Jesus. Am I the antagonist for wrapping a fake present for my kids? I have 2 sons from a previous marriage, ages 8 and 9. I've had full custody for the last 3 years, and it's just the stepmom and me now. Their mother is no longer in the picture. They were so excited about Christmas last year. There were many presents for them under the tree from grandparents and us, and they were constantly checking them out, trying to guess what was in them. They could hardly wait for Christmas Day and begged us to let them open some of the presents early, so we allowed them to open one present that was gifted to both of them. It was the heaviest package under the tree, and you could feel their excitement when I told them they could open it on Christmas Eve. They tore into it like a couple of savages. I'd wrapped it very well to make it take a little time to get to the goods. As the final paper was ripped off the present, the oldest was going like, it's a, and the final paper came off brick. I thought it was hilarious. The looks on their faces were priceless. Unfortunately, they were somewhat upset. Tears were shed, etc. So we let them open one more present to calm them down. Am I the antagonist for for giving my sons a brick for Christmas. Do I think this is a funny prank? Yes. Do I think I would have been able to handle this at the age of 8 or 9? You know, I like to think that I would have, but I never had anything like this happen to me at that age, so I don't know. Maybe I would have been a little baby about it. Maybe I would have handled it well and been like, oh, you. Like, my mom actually did this to my sister once, but it was a bait and switch. It was like, it was a heavy present, and then it ended up being like an iPod back in like 2006, which was like a huge deal. So it was like heavy present, but still it was the best present she got that year. So it was like, you know, it was replaced with something very good, even though it wasn't actually some crazy heavy gift. This is just completely empty. They did get to open another present, but I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle here. Let me know what you guys think, because like now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm even more split, because like, should you make your kids upset? No, probably not, but like, are they also going to still be getting presents? Yes, they're still going to be getting a bunch of free stuff. Like, that's what I'd be thinking about. I would not get that upset, I don't think. Alright, this one's a little bit of a downer if you can't tell from the title. Am I the antagonist for lying to my dying husband and destroying his parents' lives? Posting from a throwaway account. Me, 31 female, and my kids, 2 and 4, moved with my husband, 31 male, from where we met, married, and had our children in California to Texas. We always said we would raise our kids in small town Texas where my husband grew up. It was his dream, and I was happy to support him. When we moved to a house a few blocks away from his parents, we thought we would be getting some help from his parents with the kids. They babysat the oldest twice in 8 months. They showed very little interest in the kids, but had my husband over multiple times a week doing things for them. They were in their 60s and in good health. And they did come to dinner a few times. He adored his parents and they adored him. Their only child, the golden boy. My husband was diagnosed with a rare cancer that was terminal earlier this year. He died within 5 weeks of his diagnosis. It was tragic, and I'm still in shock. When he was dying, he was in a great deal of pain and on morphine, and wasn't always coherent or thinking straight. However, he told me his parents were devastated I would move the kids back to where I grew up in Canada, and they wouldn't be able to watch the kids grow up. Well, that was my exact plan. My parents are the most amazing grandparents and help my sister out a lot, 2 days a week of full babysitting, and would do the same for me. Canada has a great education and healthcare system, and my siblings and parents are living near each other so the kids and I would have a support network. I lied to my husband. I told him I would stay and raise the kids as Texans as we had planned. He was in so much pain and distress, and I couldn't add to it. I chose the easy way out. 2 weeks after the funeral, I moved my sweet babies home to Canada. My parents-in-law are now telling everyone I betrayed a dying man's last wish. I've told them we will visit every year, and they are welcome to visit us in Canada whenever they wish. They don't care. They say I've broken their family. Ooh, this one is a doozy. I'm not sure it's exactly as black and white as Reddit seems to be handling it, but I do still think it's probably the best option for you to move the kids to Canada, because obviously as a single mother, as a person that's just lost her husband, you're going to need a lot of support, and you know that you're going to get that from your parents, and you're going to be where you're more comfortable, which is where you came from. However, I do somewhat think that the impact on the dead husband's parents is being downplayed somewhat. Like, I understand they can't just have everything that they want, and if it's going to be better for these kids to be raised in Canada, that's just the way it has to be, but they just lost their son, and now they're losing the opportunity to be right there for the raising of their grandchildren. And I know that they weren't involved previously, but there was no real explanation as to why they were involved. Like, did you guys explicitly ask for support, or did you just expect support and not get it on, like, the parenting front? As far as the husband's last wishes are concerned, I mean, it messes me up that, like, you had to lie to him to make him feel better in that moment, because, you know, I don't know, it's just, but I mean, it's just, it was for the best. I honestly do still believe that, and I just think this is a situation where somebody was going to have to suffer and not have the ideal experience, and I'd rather have that be the grandparents than the person that actually has to raise the children being at a disadvantage because they chose to make a sacrifice. Please let me know what you guys think about this story and all the stories we've looked at. These have been some pretty, like, right down the middle stories today. I hope you guys are all doing well. Life is precious. You should value it and spend time with the people you love while you got them and stuff like that. Not to be too dark, but, you know, hey, if you don't want to die, drink water and skate on to the best of your abilities. It'll help out a little bit. I hope you guys are doing well out there. And, yeah, I'll see you very soon. Peace out.